Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Finally, guys, we got a pullback. Holy smokes, after eight green days in a row, 8 green candles closing higher than the previous candle. 8, guys, that's gotta be a record. When was the last time we saw that? And then boom, the pullback. It was beautiful pullback today. Let's go over the day, shall we? All right, Uncle Charles was watching it on a 30-minute chart today. I had a chop range of 439 to 436. I wrote it in the group. We'll talk about that a little bit. But, the day started off strong when it broke down my 437.5 level. As you guys know, I mentioned we want to get bullish above that level, but the market makers wanted to make it tricky on us by gapping above. It was going around almost 439, almost hit my 439 level around 438.8. But when it came time for the 437.5 to prove itself that it can hold that support, it failed. And when it broke down, I looked to short, bought puts. Next target was at 436. Okay, I give you guys my levels. Hopefully you guys had that levels up. But it started off with a decent level-to-level move. And then from there, it bounced. It tried to recapture the 437.5 level. That's a false breakdown setup. But look at that. Failed. Tried again. That's a 1230 candle. Tried again on a 1230 candle. Failed. Could not get that false breakdown. It was chopping like crazy. I wrote to my Discord members around noontime when it was chopping. I wrote, if you hate the chop phase, me too. 437.5 recaptured again, canceling the breakdown and put 439 back in play. At this point, this is the important part. At this point, I'm not trusting anything until the 436 to the 439 range breaks. Anything in between is chop, and if trading it, I recommend a scalp. I went to lunch because I wasn't trading it. I was not trading that chop. So basically at that point by noontime, I told my Discord members, listen guys, I'm not trusting anything until the 436 to the 439 range broke. And when I got back from lunch, I got to write a happy post. Finally some movement. 436 loss here, and 434.5 is in play. If both don't defend there, it could get a lot uglier. And I told the group, no calls unless 436 recapture. So we lost a support level. We're going to look to enter puts when support is lost. So yeah, it was a bunch of chopping around the 437.5 level. But by the time I came back from lunch, holy moly, it was a great welcome back. Broke down 436 right there around 1 o'clock, 1:30. Entered shorts. Took most profits at 434.5. I should have left a runner because we went down even lower. But, two good level-to-level moves. Just playing the setups. It was a little crazy around the noontime, but it was a strong finish at the end of the day. Thank you, Jay Powell. Anybody watch the Jay Powell speech? Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody need to get fired with that security. If you guys watch it, you know what I'm talking about. Jay Powell got terrible security. If you guys know what I'm talking about, definitely comment below. It was crazy, But yeah, so easy how they was able to get access to Jay Powell. Now let's go to the daily chart, though. I digress about the Jay Powell stuff. Let's go to the daily chart. We finally got a pullback. You guys see how I trade. Breakdown of support, we look to enter shorts. Breakout of resistance, we look to enter longs. Respect your stop loss if it don't work out. There's always another trade on the way. All right. So, but I showed you on a 15-30 minute chart, but it's the same principle on the daily chart here. Right now we have a breakdown back below the 1 year trend line. That's a false breakout setup, guys. That's a false breakout setup. Also keep in mind that around 434.5 is also a fib level. We lost a critical level today. Is this just a regular pullback to cool the RSI down? Maybe. But one thing I will say is, as long as below 434.5 tomorrow, I would stay bearish. Okay, so we finally got a pullback. Is this just a bear trap? Is this just a bear trap? I'm going to answer that question for you. But we're going to use the price action, okay? Now, as you guys know, from October 2022 low all the way to July of 2023, we was in an uptrend. So I got fib levels from that low to that high, okay? The 23.6 fib level is at 433 right there. If today's breakdown or pullback is going to lead to more downside, that 433 level must fail as support. So if you're wondering, is today just a bear trap? If SPY breaks down 433 tomorrow, then the answer is no. The pullback is going to continue. We are going to drop down lower, in my opinion. Below 433, I got 431.5, 430, and 428.5 in play as targets below. And if 428.5 fail, that's 38.2 fib level. If that level fails, we're going to go a lot lower, down to 427, 425, 0.5-ish. No, 425. It's about 420. Oh, it's around 424.87, but we'll round it to 425. And then my pink trend line, I'm looking at this previous pivot high right here. And then my pink trend line over here is around 423. Right around there. Okay? Those are my downside targets if 433 fails tomorrow. If 433 fails tomorrow, today was not a bear trap. We are likely heading down lower. Okay? Now, if today is a bear trap, we just got to recapture some levels. You know, when in an up move, pullbacks are healthy. And we'll know the pullback is over when it recaptures some lost levels. What levels did we lose today? 434.5, the 1-year trend line, and that's a fib level as well. That's the first level that needs to recapture tomorrow. Gap above it, get it, break out of it, intraday, whatever. It just got to get above that level. From there, we got to break up more high levels. 436, 437.5. 438.5 is definitely a level to look. That's actually a gap. Gap fill, and then boom, just sold off. So watch that 438.5 level. I got the 61.8 fib level at 440.25. Okay, when these fib levels from July high down to October 2023 low. Okay, I got two sets of fib levels here. But yeah, in order for this to be a bear trap, we need to recapture some level. 434.5 and 436 are the levels that must recapture. With this pullback, it technically did get the RSI out of overbought territory. So we'll see if it's enough. Okay, but otherwise, loss of 433 could trigger more downside. We do have a lot of gaps to the downside. Okay, play it unbiasedly. Don't argue with the price action. Don't take it personal. Cut your loss. Reset for the next trade setup. Okay, shrug it off. Cut your loss. Reset for the next trade setup. Okay, so that's my plan for tomorrow. 433 below. Tomorrow, we're going to be full on bearish. All right, back above 434.5 and 436. We might be heading back up to the upside, maybe to test this blue trend line here. Okay, maybe. It's sloping down. It's now at 442.5-ish. Okay, guys. Here's Triple Q, the wedge man. We broke out of the wedge on November 7th, Tuesday. Wednesday, we back tested it as a support. Looked like it was bullish. Not so much today. Where's the buying pressure? We lost that 370.5 level. That was based on the wedge, and it was also my 61.8 fib level. Below 370.5, guys, stay bearish because there's a potential false breakout setup. Tomorrow needs to show some follow through by breaking down the next support at 369. If it does, look to short with 367, 365 in play. Below 365, that 365 is a fib level as well. That would be very bearish if it's a loss. Might get a little bounce there. Bears hopefully is a dead cat bounce for y'all. Bulls hopefully is not a dead cat bounce for y'all. Holy smokes. All I'm going to say is follow the price action. Stay bearish below 370.5. Loss of 365 would definitely be bearish and definitely push us down lower or a lot lower. We'll see. But one thing I will say is I can't get bullish unless 370.5 recaptures. Okay? Unless 370.5 recaptures to put 372, 374, 370. Excuse me, guys. Got bad sinuses right now. If we captured 370.5, we put 372, 374, 376, 376.5, and 378 in play. 378 is a 78.6 fib level. Bottom line, as long as, 370.5 will be the equilibrium level. Put it that way. Below it is bearish. Above it, we can potentially be bullish again. Okay. IWM, wow. It's just selling off. Just selling off, doing its own thing, breaking down support level. It closed below that 167.5 level. It's around there right now in the aftermarket. But price action during the trading hour is a lot more reliable in my opinion because of the volume. So we'll see what happens. If IWM is below 167.5 tomorrow during the trading hour, that's bearish. 165.7 stays in play. There's a gap. If that level is lost, we could drop down to 162.6s. All right. Yeah, but if it wants it, we lost that 167.5 level. It needs to recapture to get some bullish momentum back in. Good bullish follow through will be to clear 169. All right. If it can clear 169, maybe we'll head back higher. I do got a resistance at 172 and a fib level at 174. And this yellow trend line that I've been watching for quite some time, that's around 175.2-ish right now. Those are the levels that must clear, okay? Don't call a bottom. Wait for that false breakdown. Tesla, we've been on a downtrend for quite some time with Tesla. So what, since July, right? Whoa, that's a big red candle that we had today. It's very possible last Friday's high and earlier this week on Monday's high. Around 226.3. We had like a double top there. This is a big red candle. This could potentially be a lower high, guys. Okay? A lower high. It lost another fib level, which was at 211.4. I am bear biased on Tesla as long as below 211.4. Next fib level is at 208. So if that level fails tomorrow, we're likely heading down a lot lower. 206 and then 204.5. 204.5 is a fib level. It's an extension level. 1.618 fib extension level. That'll be a level to watch. But I tell you, if that level is lost, it's going to get a lot more ugly for the bulls. There is a gap around 200.88. Definitely a level to watch. We'll round it to 201. Yeah, watch that. 199. Previous pivot low here, right around 197.8. The November 1st candle, right around where the low is. So those are potential targets, but the price needs to stay below 211.4. All right, stay bearish. But if it can recap to 211.4, that's when we may want to switch back to bullish. That'll be a false breakdown setup. Put in 213, 215. 217 and 218.3 back in play. It was the loss of 218.3 that triggered today's sell-off for Tesla. That is a fib level. So if bulls can recapture that level, that would be pretty good on their end, okay? Apple just could not break that 50% fib level right around 183. It managed to get higher to 184, but no close above 183 and then pushing lower. Bears follow through for tomorrow would be to break down 181 and 179.3. If that happens, guys, don't argue with the price action. Pullback time. Look how many green up days that were. A pullback will be pretty healthy, right? So if those levels are lost, especially 179.3, we could potentially go back test this wedge, which is right around 177. All right. The only way I would be bullish at this point is if it clears 183. If it does, don't argue with the price action. Look to long, but 185, 186.5, and 188 in play, guys. NVDA was a monster stock. It opened today around 474.6 and managed to get to a high of 482.3. That's almost a $9 move to the upside if you traded that. But towards the end of the day, holy moly, what a pullback. Dropping down as low as 467.5. Like, so much opportunity to make money with this stock. But at the end of the day, despite the gap up, NVDA failed to clear the 23.6 fib level that I have at 470.5. All right. I can't get bullish unless that level clears to put higher targets in play. I got 472, 474, 476, 478, and 480 as targets. Over that's, I can only get bullish if 470.5 clears. If the next support fails, which is at 469 and 467.5, please add these levels to your charts. Look to short. If those levels fail, we could go back test this trend line that broke out. It's actually around 461-ish. Below 461 is when I would definitely be bear bias. That'll be a false breakout of this trend line that we have here. Okay, guys. Microsoft. Finally a pullback after slaughtering the bears. Finally a pullback. Almost got to back to all-time highs. Didn't quite get there. Support is at 363. Actually, it's below that. It closed below 363. So next support is at 360. If 360 fails, we got the next support level at 357.3. That's the 23.6 fib level. All right. So, yeah, if 360 fails, that target's in play, and I would definitely be bearish below it because that's the loss of a fib level. Put in lower targets and play 354.5, 351.5, 350, possibly going back down to 347. But 360 and 357.3 must fail as support. We could just be basing, all right? But yeah, resistant would be at 363, 362.5, 365, and 366.7. That's around all-time high. Those are resistant levels. Watch if they can recapture. AMD, just basing. It's just basing here. Let me get a little closer. Fib levels at 113. That's the levels that bears need to trigger shorts. And that will put a back test of the yellow trend line at 111 in play. Below 111, I would switch back to bear bias because that is a false breakout setup on a macro level, macro trend line here. Okay, below 111, I would be bear bias targeting lower targets, 109.5-ish, 108, and so on. If it could stay above 113, it might want to chop a little more to build strength for more move to the upside. But overall, to get more move to the upside, 115, 117, 118, and 120 are the targets and levels that must clear. Okay, guys? Now, here is the dark pool. 437.3 is where we got the most activity. How much was it? 2.2 billion in premium, 437.3. So, yeah. Bullish above it, bearish below it. Okay? Here is the SPY, filter for 500K premiums or above. Okay, it's overall bearish. All right, it's bearish. Triple Q is really bearish. IWM is bearish. Tesla is bearish. Apple is bullish, but it's nothing but block orders and split orders. I see no sweeps, nothing, no aggressive plays. NVDA is bullish. Okay. Microsoft is nothing for Microsoft, and AMD is nothing for AMD. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Good luck for tomorrow. I hope you guys can finish the week strong, and I'll talk to you guys all soon. Peace.